Hello guys, Ashley with Amare. So let's talk about cool sculpting. So there are lots of cosmetic procedures out there to get rid of the fat, right? Most commonly liposuction. Well, what is liposuction? It's literally fat suction. It's invasive. Cool sculpting is something that's promoted as non-invasive, which it is. It's non-invasive. It's not going into your body. Cool sculpting is these paddles basically, or like this machine that makes contact with your skin and freezes the fat cells to kill them. So it is safe. But it's for sculpting, guys. That's why it's called cool sculpting. If you're looking to remove a lot of fat, you're gonna have to do a lot of sessions. That can be kind of pricey. You might want to go for something like lipo, so weigh your options. But let's talk about cool sculpting. So yes, it does freeze the fat over time, right? So basically it kills the fat cells. Well, how does it do that? So it freezes them so they die, and then your body is supposed to kind of like break them down, absorb them, and your lymph system flushes them out. That's how it works. So why would you come and recover for cool sculpting, or how to get the best results out of it? A lot of people say cool sculpting doesn't work because they don't really take care of it or know anything about it. They're just kind of like, oh, it's gonna, take 6 months, whatever. That's kind of like the mild end of things. The extreme end of things, you get patches of fibrosis or hard spots, you get lumps. It doesn't work at all because your body swells where the fat was kind of killed and the swelling never leaves. So after cool sculpting, you do have swelling, bruising, and soreness, the same way you would after lipo. It's just a lot less. So with that being said, that's supposed to last up to a week, and then you're kind of like swollen in this phase where you don't really see anything happening from like month 1 to 3. Well, taking care of cool sculpting properly is like kind of taking care of lipo, just on an expedited, milder scale. So you should treat it like surgery. The best way to get the results from cool sculpting is treating it like surgery. Treat it the same way. Yes, you can do it on your, lunch hour and go back to work, or it's quick, there's no downtime. But if you're not taking care of it properly, you're not going to get the results that you want. The same way like with a tattoo. When you get a tattoo, if you just kind of rip the bandage off and not take care of it, it's going to look like a mess and it's going to heal bad. Same thing with cool sculpting. So how do we go about doing that? Well, yes, a garment would help. We have videos on garments. Go watch those. A garment would help. So would the lipo foams. Why? Because we're getting rid of the swelling in the cool sculpting area so your body can flush it out. More importantly, lymphatic drainage, because you are swollen and you'll get your results way faster, and you're literally assisting the body in taking out those dead cells and telling it, hey, these aren't supposed to be here anymore. We don't need to make new tissue. We don't need to make new fat cells. We can keep this nice and smooth and we're good to go. What the body often does is fills the area of the trauma or the freezing where it killed the fat cells. It fills it with fluid, and that fluid's supposed to drain. Well, your body is like, hey, well, we've had this in here forever and this is where it's supposed to be. So we're going to hold on to all this swelling and we're going to keep it there. And then you wind up with your skin not firming up the way it should. You wind up with the lumps and bumps, or you wind up with just like a pudgy area of squishy fluid, and it kind of doesn't work. And rather than waiting the 3 to 6 month period to see if it happens, coming in after cool sculpting, literally the day after, like 24 hours after cool sculpting, we get you in a garment, we get you with your foams on that area. The lipo foams help to get rid of the internal fluid, because that's what this is. It's all internal. The internal fluid. It also helps to get the fluid out from between your skin and the area that you did the cool sculpting, so your skin retracts a little bit better, and getting lymph drainage. So 4 rules. We have 4 rules for post-op. I say this in every session. Garment and foams, consecutive lymph drainage sessions, lots of water, and avoid salt. Why? Because the salt will make you retain water in that area where you had the surgery done, which we want to get rid of. The gallon of water that you're supposed to be drinking will help you pee and flush that stuff out like any other detox would. The 4 days of lymph drainage. So in that area, we are literally moving the fluid and the dead fat cells out of the area, triggering the body to get rid of all that stuff. So it maximizes your cool sculpting results. It also takes away the soreness, the pain, the swelling, and the bruising immediately. So generally with cool sculpting, we only say 4 days of lymph drainage. You don't really need to do 8 unless you've had like a really big session. Usually with cool sculpting, they won't do anything too crazy. They do 1 session at a time in 1 section at a time. And then you have to wait like 6 to 8 weeks or 2 months to schedule your next one. So we say 4 days of lymph drainage right after, with your garment 24/7 and your foams. If you are still having swelling or complications after that, you're more than welcome to do more lymph drainage. But we usually just say hit it hard and fast with the 4-gallon of water, no salt, garment and foams for a week, and that's it. Garment and foams you'd usually be in if you had lipo for like a month, because it's a lot more work, it's a lot more invasive, there's a lot more internal healing going on, and we got to control that swelling for a lot longer. With Cool Sculpting, it's very quick because, again, we're not really breaking all the tissue in the area, we're just targeting and killing the fat cells. So the way that Cool Sculpting is designed is for your lymph system to naturally get rid of all of that stuff, which will take longer if you're not getting lymph drainage done. A lot of times after Cool Sculpting, you don't really know what to do. There's no guidance. There's nothing like that. We see Cool Sculpting patients all the time. But you guys usually come to us after like the 2-month period when you're still like swollen. It's best to get it while your body is healing because we can get all that swelling out immediately and the fat cells immediately and get everything out so that you're ready for your next Cool Sculpting session. So again, garment and foams, MLD, water, and salt. What are the things that go wrong with Cool Sculpting? Well, it's not the Cool Sculpting itself. It's all of the fibrosis. It's wearing pants that are too tight. It's all the things that they don't really tell you to avoid, like wearing tight pants, jeans, belts, things like that. Things that are going to squish the fluid into the area. So you want to try and stay away from that. The other thing is exercise. So yes, you should be moving, you should be up, you should be going. But if you go back to extreme intense exercise all at once, your body's already swollen and sore in that area. It's not that it's going to do damage, but it is going to contribute to your lymph system flaring up, which we don't want, because then you're going to get more swelling in the area. It's going to be an issue and it's not going to really feel great. The other thing with Cool Sculpting is those patches that you get. What that is like I said in the beginning, capsulation of fluid, because your body thinks, oh, we need tissue in this area. It's broken. Let's send out the lymph fluid with all the proteins, white blood cells, fats, and healthy stuff and materials to build tissue in that area. But like if you put spackle on a wall, if you put too much on and you don't work away at it and make it smooth and make only as much as you need, it's going to heal really, really thick, and it's going to heal in those patches. Even if your patches aren't hard, it's going to heal in like little bubbles, basically, of pockets of fluid, which then become tissue again at some point. And that's kind of tricky because you don't really know what's going on until you get to that 3-month mark and all those things start happening. And then they'll say, oh, we'll come in for another round of Cool Sculpting. But then you're back to square one, where you're back to the fluid and you're back to everything else that you had before once it first started. So if you're going to do Cool Sculpting, number one, make sure it's a little area of fat. It should be just pinchable. Things that are more than that, you kind of want to look for lipo for. If you're doing a lot of contouring, yes, Cool Sculpting is cheaper, but you have to come in and see us. You have to wear your garment, and it's a longer time because you're doing all these different sessions for all these different areas versus getting lipo done all at once, taking a month to heal, seeing us for 8 days, and being done. So weigh your options properly when you're looking at Cool Sculpting. If you have a little bit, it's fine. I'll show you guys. I don't really have anything. If you have like this much where you can like pinch, that might be something to do with Cool Sculpting. Like this little, like I can kind of grab a little bit. You can kind of Cool Sculpt that, shape it, tone it, do all that stuff. That would be fine for Cool Sculpting. But if you have something where it's like a handful or more, you might want to look into getting lipo, especially if you have it in areas like your back or your sides. So just make sure you're going into this realistically, because Cool Sculpting can get expensive if you are doing multiple sessions. So that's that whole thing. Recovery is still a thing, guys. Please still treat this as surgery. If you want the best results with your Cool Sculpting, treat it as surgery. Make sure that you're taking, no salt, gallon of water, take some arnica, take some bromelain. We have videos on that too. Take your garment seriously. Take your foam seriously. Come in and get lymph drainage done. And if you're planning on getting Cool Sculpting, talk to me beforehand. Virtual consult, pre-op session. We can figure out what we need to do with you, set up a treatment plan for you so you're good to go and you know what to do right after. And you can avoid the entire phase of being sore, swollen, bruised, skin feeling weird, and we can get you, to your next session as quick as possible with the Cool Sculpting. So this was just a little short video on that. I will be doing one, a longer one on it on the actual technology of Cool Sculpting later on, but I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!